Oldfield, the president and CEO of FPM and FPM3 Marketing, is with us. Brought to you by our good friends at Hamilton Limousine, who, of course, do stellar service for everybody. I'm busy. Every time I talk to Mark, he says, we're just jammed up here.
Yeah.
I said, you got to buy more cars.
Well, actually, they got me here
does.
today. Yeah, they got me here today. I got to take. I got some business meetings, and unfortunately, I say unfortunately, Toronto, because that's just a job in itself. So yeah, they got me trucking around today. We've had meetings this morning and got me here, and now I'm heading off to Toronto this afternoon.
I've talked to a lot of people that are, like you,
Yep.
entrepreneurs and business folks that actually use Hamilton Limo for that very thing. And in
Yep.
other words, I'm on the road. I got to drive to here. I have to go to Toronto. Well, if you're driving your own car, that's wasted time.
Well, it's a waste of time. It's inefficient, and furthermore, I mean, we're getting pretty strict these days with what you're allowed and not allowed to do when you drive. I can't afford the risk of anything of being distracted. And if anything comes about that actually draws my attention, and it's hard, and we could talk about all the technology that's available. The best thing, in my opinion, is if you're working and you're traveling, seriously, take a look at using a third-party source like Hamilton Limo to be able to get you where you need to be, especially when you're going a long distance, because Toronto is sitting in traffic. I know that.
Anytime I've seen you, you're always on the phone.
Yes.
Because of you've
Yeah.
got businesses all over North America.
That's right, yeah.
You can do that. So you can do that. You're doing that, for the 45 minutes it takes to get to Toronto. And
That's
then
right, yeah.
the hour and a half it takes to get off the Gardner.
Yeah.
So, that's business time. So, anyway, call Hamilton Limousine.
And as a side note, Hamilton Limo in their sedans has internet in their car. Yes, it actually has internet. Not that I'm bragging about how awesome that is, but they do come with internet. Our driver gives us a passcode and it works off satellite download. So it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Excellent stuff. I was mentioning before we got the news break here about Huawei. Now, you've been talking about these guys for months.
I've said this from the beginning. I'm surprised Canada hasn't said anything. I mean, it says volumes about when our government in the United States, not that I always love the government in the United States when it comes to how they operate, but, and one comment I'd like to make a point of is the fact that our friends in Parliament did not take seriously what happened with our friends at Nortel, which I am only describing the details of what was stolen, and one of those items stolen was patents from our friends at Nortel by Huawei. Boom, drop. If there was a mic to drop it, I would.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, thank you, Canadian government. You should be investigating. They being Huawei, I should be suspicious about what they do with their technology, and half that stuff I believe is still from Nortel.
Now, they haven't banned it yet, but
I know.
The U.S. has.
The U.S. has.
And other countries.
Yes. Yeah. And no, on a side note, Huawei phones are pretty phenomenal. They're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You can still buy them. They come with an amazing camera feature in them. They come with a lot of RAM, a lot of elements, and I would say is very competitive, and they are in the top 3 sold smartphones in the world. Now, mainly because they're in India, they're in China. I mean, that's a lot of billion-dollar investments and interest on that.
Anyway, we'll follow that story and see how it develops as the Canadians finally jump on side.
That's right.
Listen, you got somebody with a birthday, anniversary, something come up, you want to get them a watch. That's still a very useful gift. Tag Heuer is the one, obviously, you want to watch. And I guess they can get at a bargain price now?
At a bargain price, yes. Now, the reason I brought this up is because we saw when Apple iWatch came out, and you and I joked about that, are you going to get the $18,000 gold carat iWatch or iPhone watch, iWatch or whatever it was? And we joked and laughed, and who would buy such a thing at $20,000 US? That is unheard of. Well, they just got upped in a big way, because Tag Heuer has a expensive smartwatch valued at $180,000. This watch will allow you to feel like you've got the richest time on your wrist. And it comes with all 500 diamonds. Obviously, these diamonds are valued at quite a penny. And I can tell you that it's for $180,000. It's an Android watch, which only will give you about 8 hours full.
What?
It's only going to give you 8 hours before you got to charge it. And you got to be able, I mean, this is a serious issue, in my opinion. It's like, why would anybody spend that kind of money?
That's like 1980s technology.
It is, but Android, it's running off of an older Android unit, and for $100, you're paying for the diamonds and the karat gold. But at the end of the day, if you really feel like you got to have a smartwatch and you got to have the best of the best wrapped around your wrist, I'm telling you right now, this is an option for you. And if you got 180,000 US, which is 260,000 Canadian, go ahead. You're gonna tell the time and recharge every 8 hours. So
Now, I know that may sound expensive, but they do throw in the charger, right?
No. You know what? It does come with a charger,
See,
and
there you
it's
go.
plastic. I mean, it's probably worth $9.99. Yes,
Yeah.
but it does charge. Yes, for that price.
What's going on with Skype?
Well, right now we've talked about video conferencing, and I mean we do these live on YouTubes and live on Facebooks and otherwise. Well, Skype has come out with a feature, and because of Microsoft purchasing it about 7 years ago, they now offer the ability for those in business and those that are speaking to family and friends. It will now record your actual video. So when you're having a conversation, we'll keep a recording of your video with the new upgraded Skype, and we'll keep it for 30 days. So in your conversations for business reasons, that might be advantageous to have a record of that, so you can always refer to it. But let's just say you're having a video with mom or grandmother. I Skype with my mom when she travels and so forth. Keep in touch. This is something that keeps a little record for you. So if you're upgrading with Skype and you use it, it now has a feature involved, and both parties get the recording. You can't record one and say, oh, I get a copy. You don't. Everyone that is on the call will get a notification, and you'll be able to download it for 30 days.
Interesting stuff. What is going on with this battle between Facebook and BlackBerry?
You know what? This is getting hot. This is getting hot and heavy. I mean, we heard about Samsung and Apple some time ago, and and this was 180. This was $280 million in lawsuits and cases, and and they're fighting. Well, this one really got me all kind of interested because we saw BlackBerry is selling. It's a software company. BlackBerry has a lot of patents, a lot, and in that they sued Facebook first, and in that suing claim, they announced that Facebook in their messenger is using patented technology that BlackBerry created, similar in their messenger program, that is encrypted and capable of utilizing the ability to share and transfer information. Well, not to be outdone, Facebook came back and said, well, BlackBerry, you wanna go off about your business, we are going to sue you for infringing on voice messaging technology and the approved ability of graphics and video audio, such as GPS and data tracking in your software. So it's going to get pretty heated in the courtroom, and this is all, by the way, just for the record, if you want to sit back and go, wow, Facebook invented this and BlackBerry invented this, no, they didn't. What they did was they bought the companies that invented it, and they now own the patent rights of this, and that's exactly how this is going to play out with a lot of these big companies. When you hear about the mergers, you hear about the purchasers, I mean, even not on our list here today, but Apple announced they just bought or are going to get approved for Shazam, which is an audio recording or an audio awareness software for their players. They are buying a patent for that, and be rest assured, Shazam probably didn't have the rights to go after Google for using that technology, but I forecast, and I could be wrong, that there will be another lawsuit in case of Apple suing Google for the patent of stealing its audio tracking software that they're using right now.
You mentioned traveling an awful lot, and you do as well.
Yeah.
You're going to probably see a few more robots roaming the halls now.
You know what? These robots are getting, it's a hotel concierge robot. And the way it works is when you check into a hotel, and you may get into your room and realize I didn't get any waters, or I'm a little hungry. I wonder if room service could deliver a snack, or there's always usually a vending machine. You get a little snack, and down the halls there's a little chip machine or whatever it is. Well, in Miami, this new robot is available, and it's going to be probably one of those products we're going to see in the future. It's a concierge that goes its rounds, and when ordered, can take the elevator up to the floor it needs to go, goes to the door, and will notify you it's there. When you open it up, it will then have multiple compartments in its chest that will open up, and you can now pick up your bag of chips, your chocolate bars. It speaks in multiple languages. In fact, it speaks in 57 different languages, runs off an Android system, and we all know how great Android is at voice dictation. Bill reads my regular voice dictation. And then we'll move about the hotel, and basically as it's summoned or as it's needed, we'll be able to offer complimentary drinks, maybe a sample from the bar. And this is now in Miami, and it's a robotic concierge, and it is now taking the place of the bellboy, in my opinion, that's going to go around helping serve our daily needs when we're in a hotel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, where are the extra pillows, things like that. Now, this thing's going to do it.
This thing will, right now it's only serving food, beverages, and I believe small amenities. As an example, one of the features in this will be, and this happens all the time, hotels still use key cards. You get in, you swipe it, and it's like, oh, because you accidentally put it by your wallet, this will actually deliver your room key as well, if it doesn't open.
You were talking about Facebook a few minutes ago. They've got something new going on with news.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you're tired of the news, and we all go on Facebook, and if you've been on there before, and it's just constantly a stream of trending news. This is something that we've seen from when Facebook was getting a lot of heat from the government of being biased. In fact, Trump right now is out there. If we hear about it, it's like, oh, you guys are biased against everything I say. And I do a terrible Trump impression. But what's happened now is, I guess, Facebook, and this is almost, it's a temporary bug, but if you click on trending news, it's no longer active. So if you just need a little peace and quiet while on Facebook, click on trending news and you're just going to get a nice blank page. There will be nothing there, and it's just a big blank emptiness of constant nothing. So if, for now, as of this morning when I was on there, it wasn't working, so it might be reactivated. But anyway, I thought it was quite comical. It's been off for about 3 days so far, and the joke right now is trending news on Facebook. Watch nothing happen.
If you don't want to see any news at all, we have a page.
We have a page for that. Just stay on Facebook, folks. Just stay on Facebook. Don't leave.
It'll come. What's going on with Uber?
Well, right now, Uber's got a couple things happening, and you know what? There's always the point of where everyone's about ranking. You can rank your stay with Airbnb. You can rank your stay when you're at a restaurant. Uber's got no difference, but you know what? Uber's reversing it. So as customers, we always have that challenge where the customer isn't exactly maybe the most pleasant. They can be rude. This happens just at Hamilton Cabs and Blue Line. You get that customer that's just like, they're just, overall, you want to give them a 1 star. Well, Uber's got a new system they're testing right now, and I advise everyone, if you're using the system, you're going to want to stop being a jerk. Why? Because if you get less than a 4.2 rating in Uber, they will not let you in their vehicle. Not only will they not let you in their vehicle, it will also be shared through their other partners, which means Lyft won't be there to help you because you maybe weren't the most pleasant and nobody wants you in a vehicle like that. So, yes, Uber driving ranking now will rank the customer, and if you get below a 4.2, Uber's going to say, I think you need some cooling off time. And the rumor is that they're giving you a 30-day cooling off period till you improve your attitude when it comes to using their service. That's quite interesting. I mean, it's
not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea,
Because
actually.
that way the driver, the no surprises. The driver's going to understand. Hey, that guy's kryptonite.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you do want to go picking up someone that you know is going to be basically just nasty? And no, it's not worth the headache or the hassle.
Speaking of Uber, just every place now, we're inundated with these food delivery services.
Yes,
it was inevitable that Uber was going to get involved in this.
Well, you know what? Uber Eats as one of the options, and there's many out there that are talking about how they can get your food to your door, because we as a nation, society, will be focused on never getting up to get anything other than opening it to get your food. Well, Uber Eats is making it even better because it's all about efficiency, Bill, and they are now testing their popular food delivery app with the ability to pick up that Chinese food in a bag or your pizza, and by drone will now fly conveniently over homes for a faster, efficient process to deliver your fast food. Yes, Uber Eats is now using the doorbell ringing drone with a pizza attached to the base of it. Now, rumor has it, as we know about drones, and we spoke about this in the past, drones could be a dangerous issue, and you may need to regulate them and authorize them, and obviously, depending on how high they go, they gotta have a flight pattern. I can only imagine with Uber Eats and a few other these food delivery places all getting drones, it's going to be nothing but a humming sound of drones flying around around the neighborhood, trying to deliver pizzas and fast food everywhere. But the trade-off is that there will be less fuel-efficient situations of drivers using cars, blocking traffic, because we know they're a real menace to our neighborhoods, the pizza delivery guy. I mean, that's just a problem that needs to be addressed, and this is maybe a solution for that. I'm being sarcastic, folks. I'm not sure if I'm being very good at that, but
I think we got the drift.
Okay, good.
It's a birthday for Google Chrome.
Can you believe 10 years? I mean, it's been a decade that a simple Chrome, it's Google Chrome, which, by the way, is now the #1 browser that overtook Internet Explorer. And by the way, no one thought Internet Explorer, Microsoft, would ever be touched. Well, congratulations, Google Chrome. It's now 10 years old. But I thought in celebration of 10 years, I like to also advise there's an option on the market. If you don't want to be stuck under Chrome, because as much as we love to give all of our privacy information to that wonderful, safe environment of a company, by the way, under scrutiny by the government currently, you have an option, and it's called Firefox, which also launched just a week and a half ago, maybe a little earlier than that. And this new browser, to compete with Chrome, comes with default no tracking. No tracking, ad blocking, security features are way more in line, and it is where Chrome comes defaulted that you have to turn that feature off. In Firefox, you can actually, it comes defaulted with no tracking and privacy protection. You have to turn it on to let websites trail and follow you. So I wanted, for the sake of yay, happy birthday Chrome, but you do have options, folks, and one of them is Firefox. Both of them are free to download, and I encourage you to maybe consider Firefox as an option.
We got a minute or so left, and we always try to cover at least one or two things about security.
Yes.
Which is always a paramount and should be front of mind for an awful lot of us right now. So talk to us about Sonar Snoop.
Well, this software, if you can believe it, was invented, created from a university as a test, it's kind of being proactive to the hacker. And so what this product does is it was invented in a university, being developed in the case, ironically, for the government. It's almost like James Bond, and our CIA agents are coming out with this. And it was first used in, if you could believe this, in 2008, the Batman, The Dark Knight. In that movie, there's a part in the movie where Batman uses a technology that listens to your fingers as it's dragging your fingers along and using the security code, a pattern code, whatever. Well, they've just came up with this ability to create an app that listens to a phone, and it works similar to submarine sonar. And it's called Sonar Snoop, and what it will do is listen to when you drag your finger along a pattern, which a lot of us still do, it will notice what that pattern is, keep a record of it, and it will then be able to know that this phone's unlock pattern is this sequence. It's very, very high frequency, very similar to a sonar, is that, humans can't hear it, but it needs to be within so many feet of the actual working phone. And if you're using your finger to drag along the screen and unlock it, it will recognize that, record it, and for, I don't know, protection services would allow then whomever the ability to unlock your phone for the capability of security, I guess. So anyway, but this is not a hacker came up with it. This is a university is coming up with this technology, and it's being used right now potentially by our government agents. So
And it was developed by Morgan Freeman.
it was by Morgan Freeman himself.
Who
Came up with
played
it.
Alfred in the
That's right. Yes.
Remember, he designed everything in that movie.
Well, I mean, and this is what made me kind of draw my attention to it is this technology looks like something from Batman. And anyway, I just quickly went, zoomed through it, and I'm like, there it is. That's right. Hey, here you go, Bruce. If you use this, it will pick up sonar waves of someone dragging their finger along a screen.
Who knew?
Who knew? Sonar Snoop.
We do this every Friday, 11:35. Tech Talk brought to you by our good friends at Hamilton Limousine. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Bill.
Back after the break here on 900 CHML.